Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Jo. This is Joey Sewy, although not where we normally are, and this is our July favourites video.
Yay!
So we are not where we normally are because it's the summer holidays and it's not just me. I have Bertie here as well.
Hello.
Felix, we've just hidden him in a box. Although actually no, he's having half a week away with his cousins. So it's just me and Bertie at the moment. And we are on the shores of Crummock Water, which is one of the lesser known lakes in the Lake District, which means that it's fairly quiet. Although today actually there's probably about 25 other people here. And I've made us move about 4 times on the beach because I was too embarrassed to be close to other people.
Yeah.
We found somewhere. And I will give you a shot of exactly what it looks like here because it's very beautiful. And if you would like to come here, you need to look for Lanthwaite Wood on Google Maps, and that will take you to the car park. You walk down, it's about a quarter of a mile, between a quarter and half a mile through the woods on a very easy path. We used to come here when Felix was only about 2 years old because you could push a pushchair down here. So it's a really accessible spot, even though actually it's not all that well known, so it's nice and quiet most of the time. So, favourites video. Bertie is going to take charge of saying what the categories are. So, Bertie, what is the first category?
Okay, the first category is this lovely woman here, her favourite Instagram hashtag or post.
Yes, so my favourite Instagram hashtag or post, I am not actually sure you can access it because it was something I saw on Instagram stories about 3 days ago now. I think it's July the 26th when I'm filming this, I think. And it was Heather Lou from Closet Case Patterns, so it was on the Closet Case Patterns Instagram, and it was her. She'd made a capsule wardrobe from their new pattern collection, and she was trying them all on, but what was super awesome about it was she was dancing in all the clothes. And spoiler alert, I think I'm going to steal that idea and do a dancing version of my What Have I Been Sewing in July. So you've got that to look forward to, or be terrified of, depending on which way. Yeah, I'm going to make sure that they're not in the house at the time, because when I try and do anything as silly as that, well, you're not too bad, but Felix basically tries to rugby tackle me to the ground rather than me embarrass him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was awesome. If I can find it and link to it, I will, but I think Instagram stories actually disappear after a little while, so sorry, but it was really funny. They do disappear, don't they? Yeah. He's the Instagram expert in the family. I'm catching up, but he's the expert.
Yeah.
So, what is category number 2, please?
Category number 2 is Joey Sewy's favourite YouTube video.
Yes. Now, we're sharing this one. We have 2. One is a YouTube channel which is not sewing related. What's that, Bertie?
This channel is called Kurgazat. It's a German channel, but they also post English videos. So they have,
and Kurgazat stands for?
In a Nutshell in German.
Which is pretty cool.
It's a channel with probably about 10 million subscribers. They post science and social study videos. So they've got some videos on loneliness, which is really interesting. And they've also got some videos on, recently I was watching some on string theory and white holes and black holes and white dwarfs. So space exploration, science and social studies are the themes of the videos. They're a very good channel. They go into a lot of depth on their videos, and
they're very
like to watch them.
I like them too, and they're all animations. They're really high production values, so they're fantastic. They only release one about every month.
Every month, yeah.
And they are really, really picky about doing their research. So, for example, there are videos about antibiotic resistance and the risks of using a mobile phone, and they're not scaremongering. They have proper references in them, and they really do place a lot of weight on making sure that they get the facts in their videos, and they're very pretty. So we both like Kurgazat, and I was struggling at the time of thinking. I was struggling to think of a video, so we thought we'd do the entire Kurgazat channel. It's definitely worth it.
And the best thing about them is they have a duck in every video. And if you become a Patreon on their channel, you actually...
Is that how I get 10 million subscribers? I need a duck in my videos.
Yeah, you need a duck.
Right, okay. There'll be ducks in the videos from now on. Go on, if you're a Patreon subscriber, do you get a duck?
Yeah, you get a duck, so it gets featured in the videos.
But after we had thought, let's do Kurgazat, I did actually think of the YouTube video. And I'm breaking my rule with this because, and last month I broke my rule as well. So my rule was going to be about YouTube videos, that I wouldn't talk about other sewing YouTubers just because I didn't want to play favourites. However, there was a video from another sewing YouTuber that really struck a chord with me this month. So my rules, I can break them if I want to. And it is by the Specky Seamstress. She has a real name and I can't remember it right now. But she has, it's quite a new YouTube channel. She is on Instagram, and I think she's been on Instagram longer. She's the Specky Seamstress anywhere. Awesome name, by the way. And this video she put up about a week ago from the time of filming, and it was about her first, what she's learnt in her first year of sewing. Now, first of all, I was like, what, you've only been sewing a year? And I was really humbled by how much she has been brave to do in just a year of sewing. So big respect to that. I know she's not the only one, but yeah, I was very impressed by that. But actually it was more the things that she was highlighting were things that I reflect on, having learned after a lot of years of sewing. I think it's probably, I always count sewing from about the age of 8, so that makes it nearly 35
Yes,
years.
a long time.
Yes. Yeah, so I would recommend you go along and have a look at the Specky Seamstress's video about what she's learned in her first year of sewing, because it was really insightful and really well put. She hasn't been going very long, but I like the way she puts stuff. So yes, that is the one I'm going to recommend to you as well. What is our next category?
The third category is Joey Sewy's favourite new sewing pattern.
Mummy Sewy. Yes, and this video is not brought to you by Closet Case Patterns, but it might as well be, because my favourite new sewing patterns that I have been aware of this month is the Rome collection from Closet Case Patterns. If you haven't heard about this until now, you live in a box. Maybe you haven't. I'm a huge fan of everything that they do, although sometimes the patterns that they release are not always, I have found that some of them are not always my style. But the Rome collection, I really love all of the items. There is a pair of trousers, there is a top which you can also extend into a dress, and the top has got loads of different options, and there is a skirt that's also got 3 different options. Now, as I say, I think lots of people have talked about it in lots of places. For example, the Fold line featured all 3 of the patterns in their latest video about sewing pattern releases. I've already told you I've seen Heather Lou dancing around in her capsule wardrobe. I think probably if I had to choose one of the 3, I might choose the top, only because I was slightly disappointed when I saw the trousers, because I feel like they're similar to the paper cut pattern palisade pants that I have only just bought and made, and now I'm thinking, well, can I justify investing in another pattern that's really similar? I probably will eventually, because I like her patterns, but I'm not sure. So if I'm going to buy one of them, and actually I don't know if they're available as one or you have to buy the whole collection, I'll probably go for the top, because I like this. There's a top with statement sleeves, really big blousey sleeves, and I'm definitely into that. Which actually leads us right into the next category, which is
Joey Sewy's favourite garment made by Joey Sewy.
Yeah. So this is my favourite me-made garment, not the thing I've made this month, but the thing I am enjoying wearing most this month. And it is this. I can't really stand up. It's my Kabuki tee from, who's this? Paper Theory Patterns, that's this one. And I like it because it has big armholes. There you go, it's got big armholes. And it's boiling at the minute, which we don't get very often, but when it's warm, you just don't want anything tight in your armpits. Yeah. You don't really even want to think about your mum's armpits, do you? No. Poor boy. But yeah, you just want the wind rushing through to keep you cool. And this I made out of linen, which is even better for the hot weather. So this particular garment has been one of my favourites. Another one which you haven't seen yet, you will see in my What Have I Been Sewing in July video, which won't be long after this one, is a myrtle. It's a hack of the myrtle dress by Seamwork. and it's just the top version, and it's a cowl neck. It's been on my Instagram a couple of times, so if you want to go and have a look at Joey Sewy on Instagram, you will see that. I've made a yellow cotton version and a blue and white striped viscose version. And the second one, the blue and white striped, again, I made the armholes bigger, and I wore that yesterday. And ventilation, again, I'm all about ventilation at the minute. So yeah, this is my favourite at the moment, and the myrtle top is probably Joy's favourite too. So what's our next category?
Okay, the next category is Joey Sewy's favourite purchase.
Okay, I'm going to be quick with this one. I'm just going to drop the bomb and walk away. I bought a new sewing machine. But I have got a couple of videos coming up about it, so I'm just going to say that no contest, has to be my new sewing machine.
Bombshell. Mind blown.
Next
Next purchase is...
next
Oh yeah.
category.
Okay. The next category is Joey Sewy's favourite gadget.
Yes. Relatedly, my favourite gadget has been it's mine now, it was my mum's very, very old faff sewing machine. So the short version of the story towards buying a new sewing machine was, quite predictably, that my old sewing machine broke. Didn't break irredeemably, it could have been fixed, but I decided it was the time to take the leap. But in the time between between when it broke and when I got the new one, I mean, I can't work without a sewing machine, can I? So I actually have the luxury of two backup machines. The one I had as a teenager, which is a Toyota, and then my mum's faff. And I will insert a picture. It is older than me, which obviously means it's ancient, but it's a metal body, super heavy, super robust machine. I think it was made in 1972.
That's an old sewing machine.
Yeah, I reckon people out there are going to have way older ones. Vintage sewing machines are quite a thing. But this is my oldest, but I love having it available as a backup because it doesn't do anything fancy. I didn't really need anything to do anything fancy, but it's reliable and it's tough. So I have been very grateful for having that available this month because of my traumatic breaking machine experience. And what are we on? The last category?
Yes, the last category is Joey Sewy's favourite podcast, radio programme or book.
Okay. You're talking about Joey Sewy as if she's not here. I don't even know who she is. So, I have got a couple of books. They're both by the same author. One of them is brand new to me and quite a new release. And then another one, it reminded me I already had a book by the same author. They're both sort of non-fiction. One definitely, one sort of. So the author is Philippa Perry, who is the wife of Grayson Perry, the Turner Prize winning artist. She is a psychotherapist and she has done some work for doing documentaries on the BBC as well if you live in the UK. And the book is called The Book You Wish Your Parents Had Read and Your Children Will Be Glad That You Did. Now I haven't finished reading it, so I can't ask Bertie if he's glad that I did. But it's more than a parenting book. It's much more interesting than that, and it doesn't really teach. It doesn't teach anything. It's about self-awareness as a parent and how to do a better job. So yeah, I'm about halfway through and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying how she talks to you as a grown-up. She doesn't give quick fixes. It's about self-awareness and how that impacts in what you do in the world. The second book, which is the older one that I've had a while, is actually a graphic novel. So she didn't draw it, she wrote the narrative. It's called Couch Fiction, and it is the story of a counselling relationship with sort of the narrative of the counsellor and the client at the same time. So you see their private thoughts while it's going along, and it's quite funny at times, but it's also a really, really good insight into what really goes on in counselling, like how it feels and the nervousness of the counsellor and of the client at various points, and where you go through a process where you're getting to know each other, and you have to test each other out as to whether you're going to trust this counsellor to tell them your big secrets or whether you don't trust them. And often clients don't even know what their big secrets are when they start coming, in my experience. Anyway, I think that is a fantastic book. So there you go, you've got a graphic novel and you've got It's not just a parenting manual, but it's a book about being a parent. And about being a child, actually, about being an adult child of your own parents too. And that brings us to the end of our categories.
Yes, so close.
Thank you very much for watching. I will leave you with another lovely shot of the lake behind us. I hope
Very beautiful.
It is very beautiful. I hope it's really beautiful wherever you are this month, this day, this minute. And we will see you again very soon with another video, or at least I will. You might.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Okay. Bye.